Yo, hello, welcome guys to Silver Terran, Silver 1 Terran specifically. The final form of Silver Terran. We're discussing wall-ins. We're discussing walls. We are also discussing mules, planetaries, orbital commands, and just making shit, right?
Not enough minerals.
We're making stuff.
Not enough minerals.
Now we're gonna go ahead and build our depot. Now, last time in Silver 2, I did say I do prefer if you guys make a reactor first against Zerg. This time, we're gonna make a tank. And you know why I'm gonna do this? Even though it's Zerg? It's because the build order really doesn't matter. You are going to make a few tanks. You are going to make a few Hellions early on with those tanks. You are going to expand. You're going to set your build up. The big thing that really does matter though is efficiency. So you can fuck up the build and still be fine. That's my point. There is no build yet. There is no build. We'll also fuck up everything else too. Instead of making 4 tanks, let's only make 2 tanks. And let's go right into Thors. Doesn't always have to be the same thing. The only thing I care about is not spending your money on production until you can maintain and then increase your income from generation. And generation includes command centers and SCVs and like things like depots, not supply blocking. So we're scouting this guy's natural. Did he expand? Yes, he did. Okay, cool. He did expand, guys. Let's go ahead and make our orbital command the second the barracks is done. We're happy, happy, happy. And since he expanded, let's go ahead and also get ourselves a nice, juicy command center.
Not enough minerals.
Yo, and Junalife, thank you very much for the 28-month resub. Hell, welcome back. Oh my god. That's a long fucking sub.
Command center up. Not enough minerals.
Oh, excuse me. Let's make a nice tech lab right there. Why not? Let's go and grab the SCV-2, send it back to my mineral line. Good stuff. And make another depot.
Not enough.
Don't want a supply block.
Yes, sir. SCV ready. Go ahead.
Add on.
So this game, guys, we're gonna make 2 tanks and go straight Thors. Just because. Again, the build does not have to be perfect. That's my point I'm trying to make here. 2 tanks. 2 tanks into Thors. So tank number 1 is on the way. Let's go to make another depot. Get ready to make this an orbital command. And keep making SCVs.
SCV ready.
And now against Zerg, we have a wall off in our main. Let's go ahead and start getting a wall off at our natural. We actually should have been making the depots up here. But if you realize, oh, I didn't make the depots up there, do it later. It's fine. Not a big deal.
SCV ready.
I made a couple in my main. Who cares? It's okay. Let's go to make a second factory. And let's make
Command center.
our next tank as well. Keep making the SCVs.
Not enough energy.
Put our first tank like right here. That's a nice spot. Second tank is underway. And let's go ahead and get a reactor.
Insufficient Vespine
So we can
gas.
swap our factory and our barrack server by the time the factory is done. Keep making SCVs. That is the most important thing out of everything.
Bad news.
And finally, let's also get ourselves an armory. Because armory is required to make Thors. And what do we always do when we make an armory? What other building do we like to make? Say it yourself out loud right now. See if you're right.
Ready.
Hey, were you right? If you were, good job. You're learning.
On my way.
Look at the money. I can't spend it.
Add on.
Command center time.
I can't build here.
Our money is too good.
Not enough.
So spend that
energy.
shit on a command center. Let's go ahead and swap these over.
SCV
And
ready.
get ready to make our first Thor with also our Hellions. Now also, let's go ahead and make a turret in each mineral line because
Can't build here.
this is something Terran kind of needs. If we're going tanks, this is kind of important. You don't know if the Zerg is going to go Mutas, if the Terran's going to go Banshees, if the Protoss is going to go Oracles. This is kind of important to get turrets because it keeps your SCVs from just getting wiped out. And now we have an armory that's done. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a Thor.
Minerals.
And we're good, dude. We're good. Just keep making SCVs. God, my nose is itchy again.
Not enough energy.
Drop mules whenever you can. Keep making those depots.
Not enough minerals.
Yeah, whatever.
Not enough.
SCV ready.
Get an upgrade on our armory. Let's also go ahead and get a second armory as well right now. Again.
SCV ready.
It's nice to get both upgrades going pretty early. But you really need to get the first one specifically so you can make a Thor. It's really expensive to make the armory before you make the Thor though. Or the two armories rather. It's a lot of gas. Like Terran has kind of a struggle with gas early game.
Not enough.
And now let's go ahead and get ready to make another command center because we're capping out all of our production on our factories. SCV count is looking super solid. We're about to have a third,
Command center
so we
upgrade.
can take it over there.
Unacceptable landing.
And let's start another command center. Good to go. Good stuff.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
We can also start making depots because we still need to make depots. We can start making them over here, which will wall this off now. So we just make them in a line where it overlaps one by one by one by one by one all the way to the other wall. Let's go ahead and start dropping mules on the brand new base, as we always do, and keep making SCVs. Grab 8 because we're over by 8. Send them to the third.
You're the boss.
And good stuff. Get my second upgrade on my armory.
Ready.
Things are looking great, guys.
SCV
We can go ahead and start gases here. Another depot.
We hear you.
And we're just chilling. Constantly checking my bases.
SCV ready.
Everything's looking great. Now look at my money. I'm starting to actually get more money than I can spend, and the command center's not even close to being done yet. So there are like 20 seconds left. So let's start ramping up the factory production, because otherwise my money is going to get really high. So we can afford it now. It makes sense. And again, if you're like, I don't understand when you're taking these ViBE. How can you tell you can afford this? Because everything is in production. You can see the white dots on my factories. You can see the white dots on my command centers. And yet I still am ramping money up too fast.
Unacceptable landing.
I still have command center being built. See, like everything's still in production. And my money is still going up. So the fact that I made these new factories is going to help us spin that future money. That's how you tell.
SCV ready.
SCV counts at 77. We're about done.
SCV ready.
So we just made 3 tech labs and 1 reactor. Again, like 75-25 split. Or something like that. So grab some SCVs, send them up here. Grab 2 more, send them up there.
SCV ready. I'm going.
We can shift click another depot in, and we're good.
Add-on.
SCV.
Insufficient Vespine gas. Insufficient mineral.
Okay, we are a supply block, so let's drop a depot. A couple depots on this thing.
Some hell.
SCV count is at 84. Okay, we're done making SCVs. Let's go ahead and make a planetary up here. Make a turret.
Add-on.
Good stuff.
Complete.
Check my bases. Oversaturated by 2.
Upgrade.
Oversaturated by 2.
SCV ready.
Good. Send them up here.
Yeah.
Lift off this base. Send it over here. Make another command center. Let's get some upgrades going. And then now we're once again spending all of our money again. Get some SCVs going on these gases. And let's actually, because we want this ramp kind of cleared out now, let's drop a mule on it. And a mule on this one too, just to get rid of them. So I can use this ramp now.
Depleted.
Because I'm not afraid anymore of a Zerg
Mineral field
who
depleted.
tries to run up that ramp. I don't care.
Insufficient.
Like,
Vespine
neither
gas.
should you. Like, we have a scary army now, so we're fine. Okay, so before we leave our base, building armor, building range. Go to my tech labs of my factories.
Mineral
Smart
field
servos
depleted.
and blue flame.
Base is under
And there he is. Okay, so tanks, unsiege, Hellions, Hellbat mode, Thors, high impact payload. And let's get ready to go attack his ass. Okay.
mineral field.
It's probably the worst place to fight, though. Just give it a second. Just give it a second. Give it a second. Just wait. That was like the fucking worst place ever to go. Because it is the tiniest choke point. Micro! Okay. Here's a nice silver tip. Don't fucking run into a doorway like this ever. Okay? With your whole army. That's fucking stupid. Now we're gonna attack over here. And you can see my army is split out a little bit. That's much nicer. Okay? Now we're just gonna let it be. Now make units while this is happening. We have a lot of money and all my production's kind of fully going, so let's make more factories. Just put them anywhere you can, anywhere you think will fit. The SCV count is still good. Cool. Make a planetary. Check my bases.
Research complete.
Dun, dun. Gas, gas. Good, good. Okay, let's drop some mules on my new base.
Not enough.
Good stuff.
Energy.
Let's get this barracks out of the way, because yeah, you don't need it. You need it to make factories, but you don't need to produce out of it, so just move it. We can do upgrades.
Upgrade.
3-2. Grab these new factories, put them in our factory control group, and our new rally point is out here. Okay, so we just made a bunch of factories. We'll make 2 reactors, and we'll make 3 tech labs.
Command center. Insufficient Vespine gas.
Okay, grab my SCVs, fix them, fix them, fix them, fix them, and good.
Mineral field depleted.
Make another command center.
Mineral field depleted.
We got more money again. We can't spend it,
Add-on
so
complete.
make a couple more factories. And shift go there, because yeah, the space is mining out anyways. Okay, we're gonna
Vespine
more
gas.
SCVs mining out. Send them up here. It's fine. Now,
Add-on
last thing
complete.
before we leave our base, let's make a couple sensor towers so we can see where our opponent may or may not be on the mini map at all times.
Complete.
It'll give us a nice, like, well-rounded view of everything. So we just made 4 circles. You'll see them when they spawn. Four rings around our side of the map that'll keep us guarded. That'll, like, reveal him if he pushes. Okay, and now also let's go ahead and Hellbat, high impact payload. Oh, we're getting attacked. Okay. Okay, that was nothing. So let's attack the bottom, okay? Attack here, shift there, shift there, shift there. We're going along the bottom side right now. Lift off, land over here, make another command center. Let's make a couple more factories. We have a lot of money. Factory, factory, factory. And one more. Factory. Cool. We have 18 factories now. That's a lot of factories. Okay. So start making units again. As when things die, watch my supply. We just make Thors, make Hellions, as just fill it in as we go. We still have a good SCV count. We're fine on that regard. We're just we're literally remaxing the second things die. So that way, if the Zerg kills my army and decides he wants to counter push me, we have an army that can defend it again. Drop a lot of mules. Let's get our last upgrade on our armory. And check my bases. Good. 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 Actually, this is not good anymore because the SCVs are coming back to mine it. So we're over by 2 here. Send them down. You guys can become gas miners. Alright, nice. Good stuff. How's this command center going? Good. Okay, let's just leave the command centers now. Actually, no, one more. We'll do one more up here for planetary, and then we'll be done. And then we can start making orbitals as well. Okay, so now, sorry, grab all army. We're gonna grab our whole army. Hellbats, high impact payload. We're gonna A-move the bases that we haven't seen yet, just because we see shit down here on the sensor tower. So A-move this base, if there is one. Shift A-move that, and then go right back up the same side we just went on the right side. If our army dies and does not win the game, we will go along the top side next, back to his main base again. Hey, look, we found a base. We saw it with our sensor tower, so we found a base. Let's go ahead and drop some mules.
Not enough energy.
Make some more Thors if we can. Good stuff. Let's even make maybe like 2 more factories. Or, well, you know, we'll make 4 more. I would say if you keep making factories like this, a good stopping point would be 24 factories. And we're going to be at 22 right now. Let's make a final 2. And now this is the stopping point. This means that if I lose my entire army now, if I were to lose my entire army, I could remax in 1 production cycle, which is the fastest remax a Terran can possibly do. It is the fastest fucking remax you ever could do. Ever. This is like 8 reactors and like 16 tech labs.
Not enough energy.
And then let's start making orbital commands off of our command centers. Just put them anywhere you can. That's not going to be massively in the way. This could become a planetary. We can also make another sensor tower up here because it's not covered. This base is kind of exposed. New sensor tower on this side covers that base with vision. And just for an example, okay,
Command center upgrade.
we're gonna. It doesn't matter.
Upgrade complete.
Here,
Mineral field complete.
I just want to show an example of this.
Command center upgrade complete.
Get me back into the fight. I hear you.
I want to show you guys this point. The reason why my Thors aren't dying, by the way, is because I have armor upgrades. They're fucking so good. Okay, now look, we just lost everything. Are you guys ready? Watch the supply. Okay, we have a bunch of tech labs and new bases being made as well. But look at the supply right now.
Base is under
And once
attack.
these other tech labs finish, we are going to max. It's ridiculous. Now these other tech labs are going to finish right now, and
Add-on complete.
we're max supply. You can remax in 1 go. Grab our SCVs, move them. So once you get to this point, this is the point when all you have is you just keep making orbital commands, and if you ever lose your army, you can always remax immediately. That's Terran for you. That's Terran for you. Thors are pretty good. The Thors are just appearing, dude. That's legit right there. Just if you ever get to 24 factories, stop. Anything beyond that is excessive. You can't use it. 24 though is a fuckload of supply. Okay, so we're playing a random player who knows what he's going to be. But same thing again. We're going to keep walling the front.
Not enough
And
minerals.
you can go reactor first, or you can go tech lab first. If you're not sure and you can't make up your mind, just go tech lab first every time. Tech lab first every time will honestly be will cover a wider range of bullshit than reactor first will. Later on though, we will teach you guys reactor first because it's better. Once you get to like masters and stuff. But that requires harassment, which is something we're not doing right now. How do you counter Thor Hellbat comp as another Terran? Plenty of ways. You can make siege tanks, you can make marauders, liberators with range upgrade. Many things. It really comes down to micro again. And if you're in low leagues, micro is irrelevant. It is really then it comes down to macro.
SCV ready.
Okay, so we're gonna scout this guy.
Bad news.
We are going to scout him. Scout his base.
SCV ready.
This is all you gotta do when you scout as well, by the way. This is all you do.
Gotcha.
Also, we scouted late, so we're just gonna throw down a blind natural. Fuck it. This is all you do. You right-click his base, shift, right-click your mineral line. It'll run by the natural. It'll tell you if he's expanding or not. I think every map your SCV will clip the natural. You can see there's a red box on the natural. We clipped it. So we saw it. Good stuff.
Command center upgrade.
And the fact that he has a natural is perfect because
Are under attack.
we are also expanding. And it's a Zerg player because you can see the purple shit. It's creep. Even though he's random, we know he's Zerg for sure.
SCV ready. Go ahead.
So we'll go ahead and make a
Our SCVs are under attack.
is Zerglings chasing me? We'll go ahead and make a tech lab.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. If there's Zerglings chasing you back, alright? We're going for a siege tank. If there ever are Zerglings chasing you back, what you can do is you can just grab maybe like 6 SCVs or something. Send it up. Grab like, for every Zergling he has, make 3 SCVs to go attack it. Just for now. Just for a second. Make a siege tank. Make an orbital. And now forget about it. Just go back to mining a mineral line. Because the main thing we wanted to do was start a siege tank. That's all it was. Micro! Yeah, Zerg is going to be the annoying one. For sure. Now we can start our second factory with a reactor on a barracks, and then once we get enough money
Command center
again,
upgrade.
we will start kill the Zergling. Okay. Now we're gonna leave this siege tank at our main base on like the cliff right here. Just put it on the cliff. Leave it on the high ground.
Insufficient
So it's kind of important that you do
gas.
that. Because Zerg could totally just flood you right now, so having a safety tank is amazing against Zerg. Now let's go ahead and
Not enough minerals.
make a reactor, and let's start making depots.
Not enough.
You see how good that tank was? Just fucking pop those other Zerglings. Easy peasy.
Not enough energy.
Now let's put our second tank on the low ground. We'll go 3 tanks this time, and then we'll stop. 3 tanks, 2 tanks, 4 tanks, does not matter. Don't worry about that, doesn't matter. Just worry about making SCVs. And let's make an armory with this next SCV.
Add on.
Then we'll shift click a mineral line. Rotate my barracks onto the factory, onto the reactor, and we'll start going into Hellions now. And we'll also start going, and also remember engineering bay. So now we'll go into Thor's as well. Making a depot.
Not enough energy.
Yo, Enriquez. Hello, Vibe, you're number 1. Yo, what's up, dude? Thank you very much for the 2-month resub. Welcome back. Welcome back, dude.
Energy. Not enough.
Okay, let's start a.
Not enough
Let's go ahead and start a Thor.
Not enough.
Yo, O Blue as well. Thank you for the Prime. Welcome to the VFam as well, dude. Hello, hello, hello. We made a Thor, and now we're making a couple turrets, and go right back into production mode. We can lift our 3rd CC and go over there.
What's going on?
Let's get a second armory so we can get upgrades.
SCV ready.
Get my gases saturated. And start meal dropping my 3rd. Making SCVs for it. Let's also send our SCV down that was building depots up here. Now let's send it over here to build depots on this side. And let's go ahead and do this. We always, against Zerg, we will always cut our army in half with tanks and send the rest out and let the rally point stay here for now. So rally point doesn't move, okay? Rally point stays the same. Select all army, unsiege my tanks. Hellbats. High impact payload my Thor. Move everything over here. Grab a tank. Since we have 3, you can grab 1 or 2. We'll grab 1. If I had 4 tanks, we will grab 2. If I have 2 tanks, we will grab 1. And now we can siege our tanks over here at the new base and call it a day. And just let this army sit here, and while new army will go here. That's all it is. Keep making command centers. Let's make this into a planetary. And make this a turret over here. Drop some mules at this base. It's new. SCV count is 65. We're looking pretty decent. Okay, money's starting to ramp up, guys. I'm starting to not be able to spend it because my queue is filling up and my money's ramping fast. So let's get ready to throw on like 4 factories or something.
What's going on? SCV ready. It's your time.
There you go, 4 factories. Shift click the mineral line.
Upgrade complete.
And this base is fully saturated.
SCV ready.
Grab 3 SCVs, send them over here. You can lower these depots for now, it's fine. SCV count is 75, 76. It's getting there. It's almost done. It's looking good.
SCV ready.
We're almost there, guys. Let's make a couple depots up here in this area just so we don't get screwed with supply blocking. We can make a couple gases at this base.
In the rear with the gear.
And SCV count is now at 82. Good stuff. Keep making command centers.
Acceptable landing zone.
Ready to raise some hell.
Let's make 1 reactor, 3 tech lab. Keep upgrading. Fix SCVs.
Big job, huh?
SCVs are all looking good everywhere else. Get the gases saturated. Drop some mules.
Not enough energy.
Again, SCV count is good, so we're done with that. And things are looking fucking great, boys. The build is flowing. We're not getting attacked at all.
Upgrade
We are chilling.
complete.
I'm going. In the rear with the gear.
And we're done walling as well. No more walls.
Add-on
We don't need any more.
complete.
We're fine. Okay, so upgrade again. And now let's do the other upgrades that are important as well.
Is here.
Building armor, building range. Go on the tech labs of your factories. Smart servos and blue flame. What these do, increases the damage your Hellbats do to light units like Zerglings. It increases the morph time of your units when you do things like this. It makes it go way faster. Both Thors and Hellbats benefit from this. Tanks don't, unfortunately, but Thors and Hellbats do.
Insufficient
The
vessel.
building armor makes every building I have more armor, and the building range makes my missile turrets and my planetary fortresses shoot further away. So they're very, very good upgrades.
I can't build here.
Okay, let's go ahead and make this a planetary. How's the command center looking? It's done. Let's make a new one, and let's land over here. Whatever, doesn't matter, just pick a base.
Insufficient Vespene gas.
Okay, and money's getting a little high again, so let's go ahead and ramp up our production one more time. Grab some more
Mineral field
factories.
depleted.
What's going on? In the rear with the gear. Boy is here.
Base is under attack.
What's going on over here? Okay. Unsiege my tanks. Hellbat mode my Hellions. High impact payload my Thors. Get them all like right here. Group them up. We lost a lot of SCVs, so let's start making SCVs again for the new base.
Mineral field depleted. Research complete. Mineral field depleted. Additional supply.
Okay, let's move towards the out here. We can rebuild this command center.
Lay it on me.
And
Upgrade.
my army's pretty
complete.
grouped up, so let's move in front of his base. Shift move his natural. Shift move his main. We'll just send something
Additional
towards his side of the map.
supply required.
Get a couple gases here. New base. Make it a PF.
Got any extra?
This base is done. Lift it. Land it somewhere over here. Make a new command center.
SCV ready.
1 reactor, 2 tech lab. Upgrade. And we're good. What's my SCV count? 79. We're almost perfect again with SCVs. We're just a little bit short.
We hear you. Boy is here.
We can make a turret up
Upgrade
here.
complete.
Shift click the mineral line.
I'm in deep.
Same thing with this one. Make a turret. Shift click the mineral line. Okay, we just made 3 SCVs. We're good on SCV count again. 82 is great.
Raise some hell.
Grab 2 SCVs.
Command
Send them over
center
somewhere good.
upgrade
Somewhere
complete.
fresh. Grab 6 SCVs. Send them somewhere fresh. Good. Things are looking great. Make a tech lab and a reactor.
Complete.
And look at the money. I am maxed out. I cannot spend my money right now. So let's ramp it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more factories again.
Add on.
Now we're at 16 factories, guys. We're almost at that juicy 24. Just keep the build running. Everything I'm doing as well, know this too. This is important. Everything that I'm doing right now, know that you don't have to do it at the same pace that I am. You just have to follow the same rules that I am. If you feel like you can play at a faster pace than I'm playing right now, absolutely do that. That's amazing if you can. All it is though is just maintaining the fastest possible way to get to 80 somewhere between 80 and 85 workers. It is okay if you're at anything between that, 81, 80, 82, 83, 84, 85. If you're above it, you might maybe want to consider dropping it back a little bit because it starts getting excessive in the amount of supply invested into workers. And if you're below it, you might want to invest into making more because then you don't really have enough money to constantly develop a bank to work with throughout the game. It's slower at developing. So 80 to 85 is like the sweet spot. That's the golden spot for just like solid macro. For like constant repetition of maxing out attacking. And yeah, if you can do it faster than I'm doing it, by all means do it faster. Just know that, again, the golden rules are don't ever stop making SCVs when you need them, and you need them all the way until the point to where you're fully saturated. And the second thing is add on production as you become richer and richer. So again, the way you tell is I would be hitting 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4. If I have open supply, because let's say I have like 30 open supply, and I'm even making another depot, I'm looking pretty solid on supply for now. If I have 2 SCVs per command center, and I have 3 command centers, and a 4th one's on the way, I'm looking great on SCVs. If I have my factories, my current factories, they're both producing units. I have a Thor and 2 Hellions in there. And then I have another Thor queued up right now. Like my first Thor is halfway done, I queued up another one. And my money is like 400, 500, 600, 700. And I'm like, fuck, the only way I can spend the money now is if I add in like unit 2, 3, 4, 5. Like go all the way to maxing this factory out, which is awful. Don't ever do that. But it will spend your money if you do that. It'll just queue it up forever. At that point is when you're like, let's add in more production. And that's fine. That's totally cool then. That's the only thing, that's the only way you need to read the build. Read the overall way you play this game. And then you're going to be solid as hell. But yeah, just play at your pace. If it's a little slower, that's okay. Practice, get faster. You will get faster over time. If you're already faster than I am, well done. We are going to keep increasing our speeds a little bit as we go up in the leagues. We'll, once we get to like masters and stuff, we will definitely be playing a lot faster than we are now. But yeah, do it at your pace, whatever makes you comfortable, and just know your priorities. Practice your priorities. Try your best to maintain them as best you can, because the better you are at maintaining your priorities, the faster you'll improve at this game. And really quickly, just for fun, let's look at worker count and supply. And we might once again get an example here of priorities paying off. So in a classic scenario of Zerg versus Terran, Zerg should usually, always, the only time this doesn't apply is if the Zerg all-ins the Terran, but the Zerg should always have more workers than Terran does. Always. And right now that does apply. That is happening. So far we've lost 3 SCVs. But as you can see, there is a bit of a hiccups going on for the Zerg. And it's just priorities. So I'll just throw this out there. Making an army like this while you make units, if you make an army like this, you don't need to do this. This in my opinion, this is panicking. This is unsurety. This is what a lot of people will do if they don't have any priorities. They'll do things like this where they're like, fuck, I'm not sure. I might die, make this. And all it does is it sets you further and further behind. Because when you think about it like this, each one of these units was a larva that could have been a drone, which would have allowed you to make all of this army even faster later on. But instead, making these units first, all it did was it puts you in a situation where now you're like, well, I don't want to die. Shit. And then you don't mine nearly as efficiently, as you can see. Look at the mining. So it creates these gaps in supply. Those could have been drones. They could have. Yes, they could have. It's 40 right now. Look at the worker count. And then I get another question that says, aren't you in trouble though if they do a timing attack with a sizable army? We've been hit by many timing attacks in this whole series so far. And let me just explain this one concept to you, okay? Everyone listening right now, please, for the love of God, I'm going to explain this again. I know I am, but maybe I'll convince one person at least right now. Or I'll convince multiple people on YouTube. Here it is. If I do a efficient build, which is I'm making workers, it doesn't necessarily mean all I make is workers. Okay? And here's an example I'm going to give you that we're about to see a nice visual right now. I ramp up my supply the entire time I am also making workers when I play Terran. We are producing the whole time out of multiple factories. We only add on more production once my money becomes too just excessive. So check this out, okay? You might be blown away right now. Check this. This is going to be a hard factual visual for you right now. Let's look at the Zerg's supply of army. The Zerg right now, guys, has 89 supply of army. And I'm going to tell you right now, this could quote-unquote be a timing because he only has 47 drones and he made a lot of army off of this. We have 115 army supply. We have more army supply than he does when we also made 82 SCVs and like 7 command centers. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, the Zerg just missed his timings. That's why this is like that vibe. Okay, let's back it up then. This might blow some people's minds. So, right now, Zerg's army supply is 3. Terran's army supply is 0. There's a couple Zerglings on the map, and that's it. And like a queen. Now, we'll go to 4 minutes. We'll do it every single minute, okay? At 4 minutes, Zerg's army supply is 14. Terran's army supply is 6. If the Zerg attacked me with his army supply right now, which was 2 roaches and 3 more roaches on the way, because the Zerg also, the queens get included in army supply. You guys have to keep that in mind. These queens are not going to be attacking me. So realistically, if 5 roaches were to attack me and walk across the map right now, he would be walking 5 roaches into 2 siege tanks. 2 siege tanks can kill 5 roaches without a problem. Okay? Especially when they're placed like this, where I can shoot the entirety of my natural when he comes into my door. And this tank will 2-shot roaches, basically. It really 3-shots them, but yeah, it's basically 2-shotting them, because if they get shot twice, it splashes and they're basically dead already. Anyways, moving on. We'll go to 5 minutes. Zerg's army supply is 16. Terran's army supply is 15. This 16 army supply for Zerg, even though he's making units, it's also including, he's still making roaches here and there. And the queens are still included here. We have a very comparable army supply. Let's go to 6 minutes. Oop, oh, shit. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Zerg's army supply is 20. Terran's army supply is 25. Now let's go to 7 minutes. My point is even though we're making economy, guys, we still make army at the same time. It's not like I'm saying make a bunch of workers and then never make army at all. And then when we finally when we have workers, now we can make army. So we're very vulnerable to dying to any type of a timing. We're not, though. We'll go to 9 minutes now. 9 minutes. So we actually are ahead of the Zerg the last couple times we checked. Zerg's army supply at 9 minutes is 83 army supply. He's been building quite a large army. Our army supply is 83 as well. We are tied with him right now. I am tied with the Zerg, and this is his clump of crap. And we have double the worker count already at 9 minutes. So what this means is, again, with the extra money we build from the money we generate from making workers generates more money to then also generate supply of army. We just have more money to work with. So this extra money we have, I can still keep increasing my economy while keeping up with him in army. And if this guy would have done a really early all-in, we have tanks in great locations, like a tank on the high ground here and a tank behind a wall. We would have been fine if he would have all-ined us early as well. There would have been a good chance we would have been okay. We've been all-ined as well before. I have been all-in multiple times in this series. And it's like, for instance, one of them I can think about was that Protoss who was at 30 supply. I was actually Protoss in that one, though, I think. So that doesn't apply for Terran. But my point is people can all-in you. That does happen. But as long as you just keep making workers and keep making units, you're fine. You are fine. Like you will, like, you might die if you don't micro anything. Sure, you might die. It could happen. The amount of times that you will die is very low, though. It's super low. You'll win way more than you lose. You will guaranteed get promoted to the next league, because people who macro the way I am showing you how to macro right now, they don't belong in Bronze and Silver League, even though they can do it in this league. If you're a Bronze or Silver player and you macro this way, you will literally get promoted so fucking fast that you'll play for 2 days and be like, wow, I got promoted. I was not kidding. You don't belong in lower leagues like this. In the lowest leagues like this, if you macro like this. It just doesn't apply. The logic is more money makes more shit. And that is proven again right here. I have not touched the Zerg one time. He attacked me with Zerglings and I killed them. But I have not actually attacked him once. Check upgrades. His upgrades are 1-0. My upgrades are 1-0. Upgrades are irrelevant again at this point as well. They're really, like, they're nice, but if I have a 200 supply army and he has 136, upgrades don't matter. I could be 0-0 versus 3-3 and still win that fight. There just isn't enough money. There's not enough money. Good shit. But yeah, that's just how it works, guys. Macro is very important. It's key. And we're Gold League on Terran. Terran's gold. Give me the gold. Yo, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everything is clicking in your guys' brains and it's making sense if you're liking what I'm selling here. I hope you're having success with it. It does make a lot of sense, in my opinion. It is really how you should play the game, to at least learn how to play the game. But I will see you guys in Gold 3. So until then, take it easy. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
I want to know where the gold at. Give me the gold. I want the gold.
See you next time. I'll end it now. Bye, guys.